So the first card you have in your past is the Seven of Swords. So yes, I'm sensing that you've been under pressure from someone, or it could be one person, or it could be maybe a group of people, it could be either. And this person or these people think that you owed them something, or that you had to do something for them. And you did feel pressure from them, but you also felt a bit angry that they were expecting this thing. And I'm seeing that this thing they wanted you to do was a bit outside of what you thought was right and wrong. You have very clear morals, and something that this person or these people wanted you to do was outside of that, and you thought that it was wrong and a little bit tricky and not the right thing to do. So yes, and also they just assumed that you had to do this and you do it, and you didn't do this thing. You really stood your ground, and you're really determined not to let these people push you around too. So that's really good. You have a lot of strength there in yourself. So the next card you have your past is the Queen of Pentacles. So yes, you did have some support around you, so you weren't battling these people on your own, or being left alone to kind of deal with the stress about these people. So yes, I'm also seeing that your workplace was fine, everything was going along as usual in your job, and same thing, nothing great, nothing terrible. And yes, you do need this job to pay bills, just as we all do, as I do too. But yes, there are no great big problems I'm seeing at work. Everything seems to be just normal. But you have been feeling for a while that you have some talents or some sort of creative needs that aren't being fulfilled. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. Sorry about that. I'm trying my best. I get in trouble for coughing. Yeah, you feel that you have some creativity in you or something that isn't being fulfilled. And at this time, you're just thinking about how you could actually pursue these things. So I'm not sure if there were hobbies or something you wanted to actually pursue for money or not. But at this time, you're really thinking about how you're going to go about doing these things. And yes, don't ignore these thoughts, because this is the true you coming out, and you need to express that. That's what I'm seeing. So yes, don't ignore these thoughts. The last card you have in your past is the Knight of Wands. So yes, you're inspired by a lot of these creative ideas that were coming into your head. Maybe you went somewhere that was really exciting or creative, or maybe you saw a lot of visual things, a lot of visuals that were inspired you. You could have gone to a gallery, or maybe you just saw something that was really inspiring. Could be anything, could be graffiti, anything. But you saw whatever this was, and it really inspired you. And a lot of creative ideas were coming into your head at this time too. And these ideas were really adding to this thinking about how you could go about doing something that you truly want to do. And if you truly are a creative person, you do need to let them out. You need to let this stuff out, because if you go around and you look at things and you draw a lot of inspiration into yourself and you don't let that out, it will fester there and become stressful and difficult. And a lot of creative people go through a lot of mental health problems, a lot of difficult things. And I'm not saying that you'll go through mental health problems if you don't do this creative thing, but you do. If you bring inspiration in, if you're inspired by things, ideas come in, things come in, and they're inside you, you need to let them out and express them. That's what I'm saying. So I hope that makes sense and it's not too weird. So yes, the first card you have for your present is the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm seeing that in a relationship situation, someone could be wanting you to help them or even rescue them from something. So this could be to do with the people or the person in the Seven of Swords. Maybe they're wanting you to help them or do something for them. But if it is the same situation in the Seven of Swords, this is something that, you've said no to, and you feel it's morally wrong. I keep seeing that. It's something that they were trying to get you to do, but you felt it was wrong. And this could be around money, since it's the pentacle coming in. I don't know. But it doesn't have to be. But yeah, there's something they've asked you to do or something they want you to do. And this could have actually made you pull away from them. So it could have affected your relationship with them. So if they've asked you to do this thing and you don't want to, and you've said no, that could be affecting your relationship now. So you might not have the strongest relationship at the moment, or you could be separated from this person at this time. So the next card you have, your present, is the Six of Wands. So you're going to really achieve something, and this could be in the workplace, I'm seeing. But it's going to bring you a lot of attention, this thing that you've achieved, and you'll get some positive attention. But you'll also get some negative attention because someone who's in charge could maybe praise you for something you've done. This could be a boss or someone like that. And I'm seeing them saying really good things about you and about your work specifically. But this could make someone you work with a little bit jealous. And this person could give you some negative attention because of that. Or they could even say something nasty to you. But you will rise above this person and what they're doing and seeing you're all throughout this reading, you've got great morals and you're very strong morally. You have a strong sense of who you are and you say no to things and yes to other things. You know the difference between right and wrong. And so at this time, you know that it's your right to just rise above this person and not let them get to you. And that's what you've done at this time, or that's what you're doing. So the last card you have your present is the Star. So I'm sensing that someone around you could be questioning you. They want answers. They're seeing the Star. They're intuitively thinking, ooh, something's not quite right here. I want to get to the bottom of this. And they're questioning you. And yes, this could be a romantic partner or it could be a friend. But I'm seeing this probably as a romantic partner maybe. Might not be, but I'm seeing that for some people this is romantic partner. This is your partner. I'm just sensing that this person has some trust issues, or they're questioning you because they're not trusting something. So maybe you've pulled away from them or something like that. And, they think you don't want to be around them, or maybe you're seeing someone else because you're distant with them. It's something like that, so if this is what it is and this is not the case, if you're not distant for them because you don't like them or something like that, go and talk to them and make them see, because I'm seeing that you're very busy. You've been very, very busy with so much going on, and maybe that's why. So just go and say, look, I'm just busy and I'm really sorry, and they'll understand. So the first card you have for your future is Strength. So you're going to come into a time when you're just going to be in control of a lot of things, and you are in control. I'm seeing that all the way through this because you're so strong. You're not giving in to people, and you're keeping your own strength, knowing your own mind, and yeah, you're going to be in control of a lot of things, and you felt out of control with some of these things before, but now you feel more in control of them. So at this time, you've really learned from some really difficult situations that you've had in your past, and you're really going to feel that you've mastered yourself and the way you handle things, and this is going to cause people to treat you in the way that you'd like to be treated, which is really good. It's like you're teaching people. And, you're the perfect person to do that because you're very upstanding, especially at this time, morally upstanding. So yes, this is great for you, and I'm really happy for you that this is happening and you've learned this. The next card you have for your future is the Nine of Swords. Yes, I'm sorry. So just when you feel that you've mastered things, someone throws something new at you, or something. And yeah, this person with these trust issues I'm seeing at this time is going to be really upset. So this is more about them. But then because they're upset and they come and speak to you and they're feeling all upset, and then they come and upset you. So it's like a snowball effect. They're upset and then they talk to you and you're upset. So yes, they have trust issues. That's what I'm seeing. And, maybe they might even want to walk out, or they might do that temporarily. They might walk out for a while. And this person could be a bit dramatic, actually. But even though they can be a bit dramatic, their feelings are really valid. They are real. And they do feel that you have been leaving them out or ignoring them or not spending time with them, not caring for them properly. And, you might try to talk to them, but I'm sensing that, maybe they're going to need this time by themselves before you come and approach them. They're just going to need that little bit of time before you talk to them again. That's what I'm seeing. But try to be sensitive when you do talk to them again. So the last card you have for your future is the Two of Cups. So yes, this is what I'm saying. You're definitely going to be able to fix things with your partner or this person in the Nine of Swords. And things will feel a lot fresher and a lot newer when, you do decide to come back together again or get back together again. I'm not saying you're going to split up, but you're just going to, spend some time apart for a while, or just, take some time out. And yes, there's a lot of strength in this relationship. That's what I'm seeing. So, and that's why you keep on coming back together, even though you have these issues. And I'm just sensing that you've been supporting someone emotionally, and yeah, this is someone you've known for a while, and I'm just seeing that this could be a friend, and you've known this person for a long time. This keeps coming up as well. I keep seeing that, and I am sensing that you weren't sure if you're able to support this person in the way that they needed. What I'm seeing by that, what I mean by that is this person's a really smart person, and you just feel that you can't maybe say the right things to make them feel better, or you can't act in the way that they expect you to act. What I'm seeing is that, they just want you to be there. They do think you're smart enough. They really do. And they just want you to be there for them. They really appreciate what you do have, and, they appreciate you, and they do think you're smart enough as well. And so, just be there for this person. Just be there. And, I'm also seeing that there could even be some romantic feelings between you. And, even though you're friends, there could be some underlying romantic thing going on there. And maybe you were involved with them in the past or something like that. But you are friends with this person. And yes, they're a smart person, yes. But, they think you're smart too. You're really underestimating yourself, because they do think that you're a smart person. They want you there. They'd rather have you there than not there, worrying about that you're not good enough. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have, your past, is the Ace of Cups. So yes, I am seeing that there's some love here. Even if, maybe you don't want to admit it, or maybe they don't want to admit it, or something like that, or maybe, it's just buried down there somewhere between one of you. Yeah, I am seeing this is definitely a friend, but I am seeing there are some romantic feelings coming from somewhere. There's like a romantic undertone beneath this friendship. That's what I'm seeing. Yes, so the last card you have your past is the Nine of Wands. I'm just seeing a situation maybe at work or something work-related here. And there's someone you haven't had respect for at work. It could be their opinion, could be just the way they are, the way they talk about things. You just don't have respect for, what they say. And I'm seeing this person could be a boss, or could be somebody like that, somebody who's above you, and you think that, not above you, but I mean, in a work-related way. And, maybe you think that you could do their job better than they could, and you probably could. But, you can't do anything about it. They're where they are, you're where you are. And, maybe you're just getting to know this person. Maybe you don't know them very well. And they have some sort of hard shell around them. They think they're really no nonsense and kind of, bossy and everything. But actually, beneath it all, they're a bit of a softie. And you just don't know them yet. You just don't know them that well yet. But I think this side of them will come out as you get to know this person. So just, I'm thinking things will settle down with this person, and they will be less stressful for you at the workplace in the future as you get to know this person a bit more. It could be a new manager or some new person that's come in. Yes, the first card you have your present is the Eight of Swords. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm seeing that you have a lot of things in your past, actually, that you regret. And I'm actually seeing that, you could have been talking about these regrets and things in your past with this person in the Knight of Cups, because you are actually really good friends with this person. And they just love you as you are. They just care about you as you are. So don't think you're not good enough for this person. You are. And yeah, you might have some regrets around this person too, I'm seeing, but there are some regrets. That's what I'm seeing. And you're also seeing life as being simpler in the past, before some things happened that made you a little bit more cynical that you were in your past. And there are some things that you regret, and some decisions that you regret too. And I'm seeing that you have changed a lot since, you've moved on from that time where you were making all these decisions. You're in a bad place at that time. And your attitude's definitely changed. But there are some people around you who still see you as that old person that made all those mistakes. And, it just takes time sometimes to make people, see the new you. Sometimes it takes time to shake off this reputation you've had. And, just try and shift your mind forward thinking rather than going back and regretting. I know it's easier said than done sometimes, but there's no point, if it's gone, it's past, you've done it, you've moved on, you're different now. So just just try and look forward. And I think this has been in some of your past readings too, that you just have to try and stop, living in the past and in this regret. Yes, the next card you have your present is the Queen of Cups. So yes, you're coming into a time where, your emotions are just a lot more stable now at this time. And you're starting to feel a lot more in control of things too. Yes, I'm seeing there's also an older woman around you. So yes, this woman's older than you, and she's around you at this time. She's helping you, or she's advising you about something. It could be your mother, actually. I'm getting mixed feelings around your mother, though, so it could be someone else. But this woman cares about you, and she doesn't want to hurt your feelings as well in some way. So maybe there's something she's not saying to you, but she cares about you as well, and she cares about you more than you realize. This person. Yes, the last card you have for your present is the King of Wands. So yes, what I'm seeing here is that maybe you're not being as flexible around work at this time. I'm not seeing this is about your regular job that you have. This is something outside of that, and maybe there's something that you were thinking about doing outside of your normal work, like a project or a business thing you were thinking about. But then you stopped thinking about this. You just said, well, this is too hard. I'm just going back to my normal work. And what I'm seeing is that you shouldn't do that. You should really revisit this thing, because actually this is a useful thing, and it could be really good for you in the future if you do pursue this, not just financially, but it will help you grow in terms of learning as well, and this will be really good for you. So I'm not saying you definitely have to do this, but just rethink this. Yeah, you're being a bit rigid in your thinking. You're thinking about just your normal job, and maybe you should go back to looking at things outside of that. Yes, the first card you have in your future is the Lovers, and I don't normally talk about other signs when I see them. It can be a bit confusing. I know some other people do, but I find it quite confusing when I talk about them. Sometimes I can see several signs. Sometimes they can be wrong. It can be something else. So I just avoid saying signs usually, but I am really, really seeing very strongly a Gemini at this time. And this is about your future, but you had a Gemini in your past, and at this time you're still thinking about this person. So you may not be thinking about this person romantically. This was probably someone you're involved with romantically at some time, but they did have a big impact on your life when they're with you. So yes, I'm also seeing that so you're thinking about this person at this time, and yes, you're thinking about this person you're with, and you weren't very mature when you're with this person, and you're looking at things in a more mature way now. So you're looking for a more mature kind of relationship when you're looking forward. I'm not seeing that you're out looking, actually actively looking for a relationship, but you're thinking about in the future when you do have a relationship. That's what you want. You want something a bit more mature, a bit more stable. That's what I'm seeing. So yes, the next card you have in your future is the Knight of Wands. So yes, you have had some conflict with someone, and this person is a relative, maybe a parent. And yes, this is in the future, so you're going to come across this person again. You're going to be seeing them, and probably holiday time, you're probably seeing relatives, and that's probably what this is. You've had a lot of conflict with this person on and off, maybe for years. This has been going on for a long time. But things are going to be a lot calmer at this time, and you're going to come out of conflict with this person. So maybe when you see them at holiday time or some other time, this conflict is going to be diffused. You're not going to be anxious or upset or worried, and they're going to be a little bit calmer as well around you, and it's going to be quite calm. And maybe some other relatives are going to be around as well, and they're going to diffuse this or calm this situation as well. Yes, the last card you have in your future is the Chariot, and again, you're going to be moving out of this conflict. You're going to be moving away from this conflict. I'm not saying you're going to be perfectly 100% best friends with this person. There are going to be some ups and downs. There is a rocky road ahead of you, but you are moving out of this conflict, and there are going to be calmer times ahead of you, especially around this person who you've had conflict with. That's what I'm seeing.